do you think a man should pay for his girlfriend's rent or bills?
Hell no, none of them. None of them. None of them. We ain't married? No.
I mean, I think he should pay for like the flight, the hotel, but not like everything. And she doesn't like pull $1 out of her pocket.
Yeah.
Send her back.
Okay. Okay. See,
Send her back.
see, I knew it would come out.
Keela, man, they are wonderful women, man. I've been knowing them for years and years, man. I love them to death. So I actually got them to answer some of these questions in regards to RP, and I recorded them. I asked for their permission to record it and share it on the live stream, and I'm pretty sure you guys will enjoy this.
Since you have a son, the first question that I want to ask you is if you.
So this first one is Kim.
If you were giving your son advice based off of these questions, what advice would you give him after I ask these questions, okay?
Okay.
Okay, the first question is, do you believe a man should be reciprocated in a relationship, whatever that means to your son?
Oh, I'm supposed to give an answer right now?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, okay. Now, number 2. If your son doesn't have children, would you marry, not date, remember Kim, not date, marry a woman who already has kids? Would you advise him of that? Would you say, hey, I would prefer you to marry a woman without children, as opposed to a woman that already has her own children?
I wouldn't advise him to do either. I would advise him to marry whoever he wants to marry.
Lord,
and it wouldn't matter.
Okay.
We've heard this before. Kim, I love her. I'm going to ask y'all a question after this. Keep going. Let's keep going.
Okay. Let's go to number 3. If you got married, should you be required to pay all of the bills, even though your wife works full time? The whole his money is our money, but her money is her money narrative. Remember what I said. She's not a stay-at-home mom. She's not a stay-at-home wife. She has a career.
I think that it's okay for a woman to help with the bills. I do think the man should at least cover the mortgage. But like other stuff, yes.
Okay.
So her answer right there actually lines up with the most common marriage dynamic in the Black community, marriage dynamics in the Black community. If you guys don't know, 40% of the time, the Black man is going to be the sole or the primary breadwinner. Sole means that he's paying 100% of the bills. Primary breadwinner means 70-30. He's working full-time. The wife is working part-time. 34% of Black marriages are egalitarian, which means 50-50. But even in a 50-50 dynamic, the man tends to out-earn the woman by about $2,000. 26% is when the woman, the Black woman, is the primary or sole breadwinner. Okay, so remember what I just said. 40% of Black marriages, the man is either the sole or primary breadwinner, and this is from Pew Research 2025. I believe they updated it. Okay, sole or primary breadwinner, 34% egalitarian, and then 26%, the wife out-earns the man. She is the sole or primary breadwinner. So what Kim said actually aligns with the 40%.
All right, now number 4. While dating, do you think a man should pay for his girlfriend's rent or bills? Remember, you're giving your advice to your son. If your son came there, you say, hey, I'm dating this woman. She wants me to pay for her rent and or bills.
What y'all think? Who's going to disagree with this? Who would disagree? If you was talking to your son and he came up to you and was like, hey, dad, hey, mom, I got this girl. I like her a lot. But she said the only way that I could be with her if I pay all the bills. Look, Mona said, hell no.
No.
No. Okay. Number 5. when traveling with a woman, do you believe that a man should always pay for both of their travel expenses, even if she was already traveling before she met him? Meaning, if I've learned in these spaces that a lot of women say, I want a man who likes to travel because I travel. So when she gets a man and she's dating and she's like, yo, I still want to travel, but now since I have you, you have to pay for my travel expenses along with yours.
All right. Now that's a popular conversation in these relationship spaces. Okay? The travel thing is very important. I like to travel, so I need a man to travel. But what I learned is that these women are like, man, I was paying for my stuff, but now since I got you, you got to pay for all this.
Let's say you're traveling to Mauritius or Ibiza. Give me that travel itinerary.
Like
That's-
from my house to the airport?
Yeah, like that's why I added the TSA pre-check. Like, how are you getting to the airport to get to your destination? How does that look like?
Here we go. Let's see what Kim has to say.
Well, I think that's just a weird freaking conversation. I mean, if you're a couple and you're going on a trip together, it depends on the relationship.
Like what?
Because I think if it was my son and if he was going and he invited the woman along, then it's his responsibility to probably pick up that bill.
Right.
Unfortunately. But
now, that right there, I actually agree with. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of men that probably agree with that as well. If you invite a woman, hey, I want you to go to Mexico with me, you're asking this woman to go with you, right? So I would say yes. If you're inviting a woman, go ahead and pick up that bill, man. Go ahead and pay for the hotel and the plane tickets, and she could, pay for the, her souvenirs and shit, right? Is that fair? Some may feel different. I know some guys may feel different, okay? But if you invite her, then absolutely, it should be expected. Okay, let's see what Kim has to say.
that's just if you're the man, you're saying you want to go on a trip together, then yeah, you got to front that bill.
Right. That makes sense. But I'm talking about her. I just, I travel, you know what I'm saying? And I just want a man who likes to travel as well. So this is like a mutual thing. So she's
in a relationship though?
No, just like dating or whatever. Even let's say even if you was in a relationship.
I like to travel, but if I'm with a man, he's going to pay for the traveling.
The whole thing?
Probably. I'm going to chip in. I'll pay for the rental car. I'll pay for the parking. I'll pay for the majority of the food and all that. But I'm talking about the plane tickets. I mean, so it's like when you say pay for everything, does that mean like everything? Like she doesn't pay when they get there, doesn't pay for a rental car? Like, you know what I mean? Like
everything.
Okay, well then probably not because I don't feel comfortable with that. Okay. I'm paying for something.
Yeah, okay, but that's just you. Like you kind of a generous person. Yeah. So, but yeah, okay. Yeah.
I mean, I think he should pay for like the flight, the hotel, but not like everything. And she doesn't like pull $1 out of her pocket. Yeah, send her back.
Okay, okay.
Send her back.
See, I knew it would come out. Okay, all right. So,
so let's stop right there. So but you see why asking that question is so important. And that's one thing that they miss on these Pop the Balloon shows. Every time a woman says, I like to travel, so he, better be, he better have his passport or something like that, right? That it needs to be broken down so men can understand what they're getting themselves into. What Kim said is absolutely manageable, okay? It's not like most of these women that come on these shows be like, he got to pay for everything. And she shouldn't have to come out of her pocketbook at any given time on the trip. So that's why I asked the question as such. And she actually walked through it. She's like, yeah, if he paid for the tickets in the hotel, I'm definitely going to pay for this, and this. But I know Kim. So she's, a very generous person. So she wouldn't even feel comfortable allowing a man to sit there and pay for everything. It makes sense. And it depends on the type of woman that it is, that you're dealing with. But I know Kim and she probably wouldn't allow that. So that's why these conversations are important to dig a little bit deeper so, the guys can understand. So let's listen to what my friend Keela has to say on these questions. This should be good. Here we go.
What advice would I give my son on these questions? Oh my goodness, I don't know.
Okay, so here you go. I ain't even showed you the questions yet.
Hey, but I want y'all to notice something, man. Have you heard? Let me know if you hear any of these women curse. And listen to how they speak. I told y'all, man, I promise you, the only time that I see women act a fool is on social media. I promise you. The women I work with, the women I know, they don't act like that. So that's why it's tough for me to grasp. Like, man, I can't believe these women act like this. But
hold on.
My God.
Okay, here we go. You ready?
Okay.
All right. Do you believe a man should be reciprocated in a relationship, whatever that means to you? And when I say you, I'm talking about your son.
Should he be reciprocated?
Yes.
Yeah, I think things should go both ways in a relationship, because in a relationship, it's not only about compromise, but it's also about give and take. So I think they should be receiving love, compassion, understanding, support as well in a relationship. I think he should be reciprocating all that in a relationship. That's just me personally. That's what I would tell my son.
Okay.
all right, what y'all think about Keela's answer? It's pretty good, right? Yeah. Okay. Let's continue.
All right. Number 2. Let's see. Wait. Okay. If your son doesn't have children, would you tell him to? Or wait. Let me ask this again. If your son doesn't have children, would you tell him to marry a woman, not date, marry a woman who already has kids?
I would tell him he needs to make sure that he is aware of what that really entails. Make sure you're dating that woman for at least a year or two, and make sure that they understand he needs to make sure he understands what his role is when it comes to those kids. Are you allowed to discipline those kids? Are you able to care for not only that woman, but also the kids? Are you ready for the responsibility of being a father? Because it's not, when you're dating someone, it's a lot of give and take, you know?
Okay. No, go ahead. Continue. Sorry.
No, that's what I would tell him. Like, you need to make sure, because me personally, I didn't realize how much it really requires to be a parent when I was married to my husband. Because after marriage, that's when the mask fell off, and I started to see things from a completely different standpoint. He needs to be dating that woman for at least 2 years, I say.
So real quick, a backstory of Keela. She was actually married to a man that had kids. Keela doesn't have children. Okay. So she said that she learned some things out of that, marriage that she didn't understand because she didn't have kids and she married a guy with kids. So that's what she's explaining. So here we go.
And needs to be involved in those children's lives and see what it really entails.
So that's a lot of responsibility. So if you had a choice, like if your son said that, hey, Mom, I have 2 girls. One has kids, the other one does not. Which one would you prefer me to date? Bearing that everything else is equal with both women.
Bearing that everything is equal with both.
You see how I asked it again? Yeah.
Women?
Like they're, like attitude, whatever, just in a hypothetical situation. Same woman, one has kids, one doesn't. What would you prefer him to date? Or
the
date
one without children.
Okay.
One without children.
There you go. She said the one without children. So when you give him a choice, yeah, Keela was like, yeah, Kim has 2 children. So I'm pretty sure her answer was based off of that. Okay, like, yeah, I would say he can marry whoever he wants. So you see how it's a little slight differences. Keela explained because she went through the process herself. And then when I re-asked the question and gave her choice, she was like, yeah, get the woman without kids.
Being honest.
Okay. All right. Number 3. If your son got married, should he be required to pay all of the bills even though your wife works full time. And that goes with the whole his money is our money, her money is her money. That whole narrative. No. You said heck no?
Hell to the no. No, absolutely not. I do not believe in that at all. I don't. I believe both partners should be paying bills equally. Okay. I do.
All right, now number 4, while dating.
What y'all think? Keela, she's straightforward with
it. Do you think a man should pay for his girlfriend's rent or bills?
Hell no, none of them. None of them. None of them. We ain't married? No.
Okay.
That's what she say. Hey. So no me, baby, not my son.
Number 5. When traveling with a woman, do you believe that your son should always pay for both of their travel expenses, even if she was already traveling before she met him? Meaning, I'm gonna give you this scenario, and this is a social media talking point. Women will come on the Pop the Balloon show and they'll say, I need a man who likes to travel because I travel, which means that she's been traveling on her own prior to meeting this man. Now that you and your son her and your son are dating, she's like, I still want to travel, but you have to pay for my travel expenses now since we are dating.
No, absolutely not. She was able to travel before y'all were dating, and that means she was able to pay for her expenses, and she can continue to pay for her expenses. No, it's not his responsibility to cover her expenses.
Okay, no. Now what about this scenario? What if your son invites her on a trip?
Okay, that doesn't mean that he should cover it.
You said don't mean he should cover it.
It does not necessarily. No. Okay. I've been invited on trips, but I didn't expect the man to pay for it.
So let's talk about that. So what did you pay for if you went on a trip? I mean, when you went on that trip, what did you pay for, and what did he pay for?
I didn't actually go on a trip, but I have been invited, and if I were to be invited again, I would cover my own expenses.
Like what? Like the plane ticket? Okay.
Right. Airfare, hotel, I would cover that.
Okay.
Now, if we were going to share a room, I would definitely say, hey, okay, let's split the cost.
Okay.
I would. But again, I'm a different breed of females. I don't come from that entitled mindset. I was not raised that way. And I think that is where a lot of women come from, is they were raised to be entitled. Well, now that we're dating, you're covering all my expenses. Just because we're dating does not mean that I'm entitled to your bank account.
It's not me, baby. So I would say, shout out to Kim and Keela. I would say I would say 8 out of 10. 8 out of 10 answers were yes. 2 of them were no, a little bit sketchy. So yeah, so the reason why I asked them those questions is those are things that are taught in RP spaces. And I asked the women because I know there's an issue with men talking about RP stuff, but this is one of the positives that you get out of RP spaces. You have to think about your son as well. And I'm talking to the ladies. If your son came up to you and told you that a woman would only deal with him if he paid all of her bills, then you would be upset. You'd be like, hell no. Nah. But since you out there on the dating market, you like, yeah, I want men to pay my bills. No. So that's why I asked the questions as such. So shout out to Kim and Keela, man. So that's why I wanted to make that point. Like, no, it's not all bad over here, man. We're just trying to help these guys out. Make some informed decisions, okay?